What is going on, guys? Money Webby here. We're back with my top 5 plays for this big slate on Wednesday. I feel very good about it. Yesterday was a disappointment for me. We had a 4-game slate on Tuesday, and a lot of those games ended up turning into blowouts, meaning guys were being benched in the fourth quarter and not getting DFS points. So it was a low-scoring night, but I was big on Westbrook. He didn't play in the fourth, only ended up with like 42 drafting points in that one. Also, another guy I was pretty high on was John HENSON against that Thunder team. He had 22 minutes last night, but only put up 2 shots in those 22 minutes. Like the game before, he was balling, 36 drafting points. Monroe was not playing in that game last night. He didn't do anything for us, so that was a big disappointment for me. Also, I thought Trevor Booker was going to have a big game with their backcourt kind of injured, but they ended up going small in the second half, and he didn't get as much run as I thought. So some disappointments there, but D'Angelo Russell had a huge game for me. TJ Warren was going off in the second half. He literally had 0 points and 10 rebounds, or 0 points and 2 rebounds in the first half, and finished with like 19 points and 10 rebounds. So he was killing it. Could have been a bigger game. He got in some foul trouble early. But those guys are pretty solid for me. Other guys, a little bit shaky. I kind of went a little bit more risky with my plays, going for the upside, and a lot of those guys just didn't return on their like upside. They kind of had a bad game. But we're back here today, a big slate, some more guys to choose from. I think these guys that I'm giving you have a ton of value and really can win you anything you play in today. So leave a like in the video if you're ready to go and win some money today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Halloween. If you went trick-or-treating or not, or just had to deal with some kids just knocking on your door all day or whatever. But top 5 plays here. Subscribe if you are new to get these plays every single day. Have a Dollar Tree play for you too. My favorite value guy that you can plug in so you can go and pay out for some studs. But we're going to start it off here. Dennis Schroeder at 7,000, listed as questionable, but he's upgraded the probable for this game. He's played the last 2 games and done very well, 41 and 35 drafting points. He's had a crazy good year, and he's kind of priced down here at 7,000, going against Philly. Their defense isn't that great. They play at a pretty high tempo, so I think this game's going to be at a high pace. And Dennis Schroeder should be able to have a big game here. He's been shooting a lot. The volume has been there every single game, like 20 shots a game before he got hurt, 16 shots a game after the injury. Think he might even approach up to that 20 shot a game mark again, because the 76ers will be scoring a lot. So the Hawks are going to have to try to keep up with Schroeder, one of their best offensive weapons by far on this team. So I love him at 7,000. Lock him, man. The price is way too good. And another guy that I think can have a big game here is Jimmy Butler. Not really doing that much this year on his new team, the T-Wolves, but I think this matchup suits him very well. Against the Pelicans, they don't have very good guys on the wing. They're very stout down low with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, and that's really going to limit Towns down low, I believe. So I think Butler could be shooting a little bit more in this game. He's been getting tremendous minutes every game, so that's not really a question mark. Like over 35 in every single game for the most part, reaching 40 last game in that game in overtime. So I think the minutes are going to be there, and maybe some more volume for him. He can fill it up with rebounds and assists as well. So if he's shooting a bit more, he could have a big game, could approach that like 40-plus mark in the spot. Hasn't really had that big game this year. Andrew Wiggins has been shooting a lot, but I think Butler is going to want the ball in his hands a bit more here. They've been losing a lot this year without him, so I think Butler is definitely the key focal point in this offense, this game at least, with Towns going to be limited by Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. So I see a big game for Butler at 7,100. Think he can return a lot on that price, so lock him in there. And my stud of the day, I really like Anthony Davis here, but I'm going to go down a bit to LeBron James. I recommended the last time, and he had a disappointing game, only 32 drafting points for me in that spot. They got blown out a bit against the Pelicans, and they got blown out against the Knicks. So I think LeBron's going to come out pissed off in this game. Like, everyone else can be pissed off, but he is the one that's going to be winning them the games. Looking at their lineup, like, there's a lot of guys that can't really score that well. LeBron pretty much needs to give them the opportunities to score, so he's going to be getting the assist when they do score. So I think LeBron is going to have a big game here. For them to want to win this game, LeBron's going to have to go off 10,400. I think he can honestly approach like 70 drafting points like he did against the Nets. He got 64 against the Bulls. When they are going to be winning this game, winning this year without Isaiah Thomas, it's going to be LeBron going off. So I think he's going to have a big game here against Indiana. They are coming off the back-to-back, so LeBron will be fresh compared to them. Maybe he's a little bit hungover from his Halloween party, but I think he'll be fine. He only drinks wine for the most part, so he should be good to go here. He works out like a friggin' monster too, so he probably already sweated that all off by now. So 10,400. Think he has a huge game here. LeBron James, lock him in. Also, like Anthony Davis, like I was saying, that game is the highest over-under of the night between the Pelicans and the T-Wolves. Think there's going to be a lot of points there. So I really like Anthony Davis. He's a pretty, he's probably safer than LeBron, besides the injuries for Anthony Davis, seemingly, like every other week. But I think Anthony Davis is almost a lock for 50 DraftKings points like every game this year when he stays healthy. But I think LeBron can return more on that price at 10,400. So I'm leaning him right now. But my next guy is going to be Dwight Howard, 7,500, going against the Bucks. They have no one down low that can compete with Howard on the boards. We saw that earlier this year. He got 22 rebounds in that game against the Bucks, only 8 points, and he still put up 44 DraftKings points in that spot. I don't think he went 0 for 9 at the free throw line too. If he could have hit a few more of those free throws, he would have had a crazy good game. I think he has another big game here against the Bucks. They got like Thon Maker down low, the 7-foot guy. He weighs like 220 pounds. Dwight Howard is a friggin' tank compared to him. So I think Howard is going to be eating on the boards again here. So I love him at 7,500. Lock him in there. So those are my first 4 guys. And my next guy, I'm not entirely sure I want to go him, but with Mike Conley questionable for the game, he has an Achilles injury. I guess he's been playing through a sore Achilles over the last few games. So I think Conley could honestly sit in this game. And if he does, I love TYREKE Evans. Maybe I'll update this play if Conley does give it a go. I'll have to look at some reports to see like if he's going to be feeling better for the spot. But I think TYREKE Evans can really benefit from Conley being out. They're going to need another scorer to step up with Marc Gasol. He's also questionable for this game. But TYREKE Evans, his usage has been going up a lot, over 10 shots in each of the last 3 games. And the DraftKings points have come with that as well. Over 30 DraftKings points in the last 3. So I think Evans can easily get over 30 DK points with Conley out of the lineup for the spot. Orlando plays at a very high pace. And TYREKE Evans, he's going to need to score. They don't have many scorers on this team besides Conley and Gasol. So I think he's a great third piece for this team. So I love TYREKE Evans here at 5,300. Think he can return a lot on that price. So that is the top 5 for you guys. Didn't leave as much money on the table for you this time, 4,200. But I think some value will open up as the day goes on. A lot of guys are questionable for the spot. It's a big game slate, so usually some value opens up. And really wanted to recommend all of these guys. I mean, you don't have to go all of them in your lineup. You can just go a couple if you want to, or just take my advice and not even go any of them. Maybe even fade them and hope I just suck again today. But I really like this guy. Really like these guys. And for my Dollar Tree play of the day, it's gonna be Bogdanovich. Not Bogdan on the Kings, but we're going to go Pacers Bogdanovich at 4,000 here. He's been getting some good run over 30 or around 30 minutes each game recently. He is kind of risky, maybe more of a GPP play, but when he gets hot, he can return a ton of value as we've seen. 3 out of the last 4 games, 26, 30, and 30. And then going against Cleveland, they don't have much defense on the perimeter. They're allowing 39.7% from the three-point line, and that's the biggest part of Bogdanovich's game. He's had 3 threes in both the last 2 games. He's feeling nice and hot from the stripe, so I think he can have a big game here. This game should be pretty high scoring between the Cavs and the Pacers. I like the pace of it, so I think Bogdanovich could have another big game here at 4,000, returning a lot on his price, so definitely lock him in there. So that's all I got for you guys. You got Schroeder, Butler, LeBron, Howard, TYREKE Evans, maybe track that Conley news throughout the day, and then Bogdanovich for a cheap play at 4,000. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on the video if you did. It really helps me out, guys. Thank you so much, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get these winning DraftKings picks every single day. And that is it, guys. I'll be uploading my NFL DraftKings picks pretty soon here today, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Good luck tonight, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.